All right, working on another one here. This picture is, well, actually, this is another HDR from the HDR, my HDR phase. I still do a lot of HDR, but when I was shooting on my old camera, pretty much everything I bracketed. But anyway, I want to redo one here. Actually, if you look, this is, I actually did this once. If you've been to my Instagram, you've probably seen photos from this location, similar ones. I don't think I ever posted this one. I might have, but this is in Aurora. I did this in Aurora 2018, but I want to redo it. It's not that I don't like this. It's just, I don't know. I think I just want to try. I think I could get something maybe a little bit better, a little bit different. So I'm going to redo it. I'm going to take the original 3 images, and I'm gonna do the HDR this time in Lightroom, and I'm gonna try to process the whole thing in Lightroom. I will, if I feel like I need to, I will throw it into I'll throw it into Luminar. So let me, while this merges, I'll get going here. All right, and we're merged. I had to cut that video there because I took another call. But one thing I forgot to point out, I guess when I did these originally, back when, I don't even know when I originally did these, I obviously, if you look over here, pre-processed some of the images. I do that sometimes, not too often, but on this one I did. So we'll see if that makes, I don't know if it makes any difference. I guess I wouldn't know how to tell. I got auto align. I'm not gonna do auto settings. I've got my deghosting on low. With pictures like this, with the water, I'll usually do it to none or low. I'll just leave it on low, just to try to get it to look clean and not real muddy right there. It's got that real clean line. So we'll go ahead and get these HDR merged in Lightroom. Oh wait, I created a stack, so now I gotta go. Right, where is it? Where's the HDR? Is this it? Here's the HDR. Okay. So this is the HDR. Obviously, oh, it looks super dark. Oh boy. Leave the highlights where they are. Open up the. Oh man. People give Lightroom a lot of crap for their HDR, and I kind of get it sometimes because this, it just, it looks super. So I'm gonna try to fix it here. I'll pump up the exposure a little bit, and then I'll pull back my highlights. See, when you looked at that Aurora one, I used to just like really, kind of pump up the sand. I loved the color of the sand, but it just doesn't really ring that authentic when you do that. So let's just see here. I'm just gonna play around. This might be a little bit longer than my normal videos. I feel like I usually do these when I go find these old pictures, I crank these out in like 10 minutes. But HDR, this one might take a little bit longer. I do like this picture with the boat out there. It's super cool. Just trying to get my exposure where I want it. I obviously don't want it too dark, but I don't want it, completely opened up. All right. We'll start with that white balance. Maybe go a little bit warmer, something like that, and then maybe throw in like a little bit more of the magenta tones there. That looks kind of cool. Look at all the color in the water. This is the Cayman Islands, so obviously there's going to be lots going on. All right, so there's kind of my first go around. As far as adding texture to this image, I like adding texture. I think it looks good, and then this is pretty much what I do on everything now, just because I don't know why. I think it's a kind of a cool balance. I'll add some texture and then reduce some clarity, and then I usually add a little bit of dehaze. Dehaze will darken it sometimes. And you don't really think it does, it works until you take it off and then the picture looks hazy. I'll just add a little bit of dehaze. If I'm driving you nuts, it's because I like to like do things and I double click to reset. I just kind of keep checking what things are doing. That's That's just how I work through here. Tone curve, we'll try contrast. I don't know, I don't think we need contrast added in this. Leave the tone curve, luminance, maybe get up in the sky a little bit here. Now I do know that I'm gonna crop this. That was part of the reason I wanted to redo it. I really love the 3x1 crop look, or 1x3, whatever, so I think I want to crop it with the sailboat and just see what we can get there. So do a little bit of a luminance, saturation. Did I do vibrance? Let me just check vibrance here. If I do a little bit of vibrance, I normally will only increase vibrance, but I won't touch saturation globally on a lot of photos. I think it looks a little too funky. So I'll come in here. I'm trying to think of what colors I really want to make pop. I do want the, obviously the warmer tones, from the sun back here. And then I really want to see how there's like this magenta kind of purplish tone. I really want to get those going. But I don't know if I want to, I don't want to increase saturation on them. Maybe just a little bit there. Red, that's what color that is. You're probably like, what is this guy talking about? He doesn't even know what colors he's looking at. Well, I'll leave that as is for now. Sharpening, I'll sharpen it a little bit. I don't know. This is probably, I can tell this is a little bit ghosted. I'm not worried about it though, because it's far enough away. This at most would be a picture that will end up on like Instagram or something. I'm not gonna, I can't, the way I'm gonna crop it, the resolution will be too low for print. I'll do some noise reduction, kind of smooth everything out here. Remove chromatic aberration, enable profile corrections. Let's check the horizon on this. I definitely shot this on my wide angle lens, so sometimes you get a little bit of that like fisheye distortion. Is that right? Did I just do that right? It's always weird when you level something and you expect it to go the other way. Like you expect it to level the other way and then it rocks like I don't know if you know what I mean. It's like you put it on the horizon and it goes another way. See, whoops. Oh, yeah. Does this look level? I feel like that doesn't look level. Maybe it's just like an illusion the way this little cove is. I'll mess with that later. All right. So that's kind of the first round of what I wanted to do. So now I got to make some decisions here. I really just want to make these clouds kind of pop. Let's try this. Let's grab a brush, let's reset it. And so I want the brush to have, like I said, some of those purpley tones, a little bit of exposure, and I don't know, let's just go for it, right? Kind of see what we can come up with. And just kind of color up some of these clouds. Color up, ooh, that's probably a little too much. It's probably too much. Working with the brush, it looks super obvious, but I'm gonna let it go for a minute and just see. And the sky, let's just mess around a little bit here with the sky. Sometimes with skies, it's like that default, you reduce the exposure to close it in, but I don't always like doing that. It's like, I feel like this filter is pointless. I'm about to be interrupted here. Something's missing here. And I just can't quite figure out what it is. Warmth, a little bit of exposure, some dehaze. Maybe add a little bit of this. There we go. That looks better, I think. I'm actually gonna pump up the hot. Whoa. What was that? pump up the highlights. It kind of makes the horizon pop a little bit. All right, I want to grab another brush, reset, and I'm going to do some brush strokes in the water. I talked about this in another video. I never used to really like doing brush strokes because they look so obvious, and as soon as I would make a brush stroke, I'm like, oh, that looks ridiculous. And then, so I'd erase it because, well, that looks ridiculous. Because I thought, it didn't look right. Oh wait, I think that's right, I turned my density way up on another thing I was working on, and it's still there. There we go, just kind of accentuate some of these colors and these lines, maybe like that, maybe like that. Let's get a new brush, reset, let's grab some of these cooler tones and that and that. And come out here and just sort of maybe come along the water and brighten the water up a little bit. I don't know. All right. So, I don't know. That's kind of the basics that I was looking at. Let's throw the crop on. I might throw this into... Oh, so this is the crop I'm thinking about. Let me put this line here just because, yeah, that's definitely not straight. Something like that. So this is the crop that I'm thinking about. Something like this. I'm not going to crop it yet though, because I want to go, into, I am going to put this into, I'm just going to level it out before, I am going to put this into, Luminar 4, and I think the only thing I want to do with it in Luminar 4 is maybe just play with some of my like highlight and mid-tone contrast, try to get the sky, try to get some of the bright, just fix the levels of light a little bit, and then bring it back. So let's do that. Let's see if this will work fast enough. Edit in Luminar 4, then I can keep you guys on, or I'll pause it. I took so many pictures on this beach, so many pictures. Literally when I was going through looking at these photos, there's another set that are taken from like 2 feet to the right. I mean, the pictures are all just so much the same. Oh, okay. So for whatever reason, whenever I do something in here, like merge a file or export to Luminar like I just did, the dialog box pops up on my other monitor, and then I don't see it. And so I'm thinking Luminar is probably going to open up on the other monitor. So sorry if this is taking a while. I could cut some of this out. This is already a much longer video than normal. All right. Let's get rid of the looks. I like the looks. I go through phases where I'll come in and I'll use the looks. They just, sometimes they work really well. They look good. Okay. So I'm just gonna add a new layer, add new adjustment layer. I'm gonna come out here, Pro, Advanced Contrast. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. See that? That I like. We're getting that good contrast in the sky. I could probably leave the mid-tones alone. Maybe darken the shadow a little bit. Even though this is probably going to get cropped out if I do a 1:3. So see, that to me just looks much better. Just doing contrast, just a contrast adjustment. It looks much cleaner. See how it's kind of like wiped that like haze off of it. But I feel like I've got a lot better color and light going on in the sky now than I had before. And that's it. I'm going to avoid the temptation to mess around more in here, and I'm just going to kick it back out. And I think this is it. I think this is all I want to do to this. We'll crop it. I'll upload the video so you guys will see, obviously, this. Just going to make sure I'm on the right thing here. TIFF. Okay. So let's do the crop. So let's try All right, so I like that. That might be too much though. Let's try the 2:1, which is, obviously a much larger crop, but maybe something like that. It'd be nice if I could keep that sailboat on the third line. Maybe something like that. That might look kind of sharp. Maybe we'll just throw one of these dudes on here just to help close it in a little bit. Just to help close the sky in a little bit. That might be too much. A little bit. I don't know. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Let's see how different it is than the original one. So this is the original. Is this the original Aurora? All right, so this is the original one from Aurora that I did a long time ago. And then this is the new one. So this one's obviously much warmer. I think this one has a much cleaner, a little bit more realistic feel to it versus the Aurora one, which, it's almost, you get like that hyper processed look in the sky, even with the denoise. It just, I don't know, there's something fake about it. It's definitely too blue. I always feel like my photos come out too cool, too blue in Aurora. So this is the redo. So I've done a video like this before comparing Aurora to Lightroom, but this is more just, this would be like version 1. Here we go. So this would be version 1. This is the original. And this would be 2. This is the one that I just did. Definitely two very different looking photos, but I kind of like this one. I personally think I like this one better. So let me know. Be so kind to comment below. Throw it a like if you like the video. Subscribe. Check out Instagram, website. Thanks so much.